Welcome back to Old Coin Spot. In today's video, we're diving into the top 4 Jefferson nickel coins that have captured the attention of serious collectors across the United States. These aren't just ordinary nickels, they're coins with rare details, strong collector demand, and surprising value in today's market. Each Jefferson nickel we'll talk about has its own unique story, its own reason for being highly sought after, and its own place in American numismatic history. Make sure you watch till the end, because every coin on this list reveals why Jefferson nickels are becoming some of the most exciting finds for collectors right now. First coin. The 1952 United States Jefferson nickel stands out as one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable mid-century American coins, especially when found in exceptional condition or rare varieties. While millions were produced for everyday use, only a tiny fraction survived with the sharp details, original luster, and eye appeal that serious collectors demand today. This coin represents a turning point in the Jefferson nickel series, attracting attention from numismatists who appreciate understated rarity rather than flashy gold or silver issues. Its growing demand is driven by collectors who recognize how difficult it is to locate truly premium examples from this era. Minted during the early 1950s, this Jefferson nickel reflects a post-war America that was rapidly expanding its economy and modernizing its currency production. It was struck at multiple U.S. mint facilities during a period when nickels were heavily used in commerce, leading to extensive wear on most surviving pieces. The coin is part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series that began in the late 1930s, honoring Thomas Jefferson and his Virginia estate. Because this era focused on mass circulation rather than preservation, few collectors at the time set aside high-grade examples, which adds to its historical and collectible importance today. From a design perspective, the 1952 Jefferson nickel features a refined portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with crisp facial contours and fine hair detail that are rarely seen fully intact. The reverse displays Monticello with steps that are often weakly struck, making sharply defined examples especially desirable. Composed of a copper-nickel alloy, the coin has a solid, durable feel, yet achieving a strong strike required precise minting conditions. Coins with full detail on Monticello, particularly well-defined steps, are considered visually superior and technically impressive within the series. Rarity plays a major role in the value of this coin, not because of low mintage alone, but due to survival rates in top condition. Most examples were worn down through decades of handling, leaving very few in uncirculated or near-perfect states. Certain mint varieties and sharply struck pieces are significantly harder to locate, and collectors often compete aggressively for them. The condition of the coin can mean the difference between an ordinary collectible and a true numismatic prize, as demand increases sharply for coins that show minimal contact marks and original mint luster. In today's market, high-grade examples of the 1952 Jefferson nickel can command impressive prices. Well-preserved pieces with strong strikes often sell around $2,300 to $3,800, while premium certified examples with exceptional eye appeal have reached values near $4,900 or more. Particularly scarce varieties or coins graded at the very top of the scale have been known to achieve prices around $6,200 in competitive auctions. These values are driven by collector demand, grading scarcity, and the increasing difficulty of finding untouched examples from this period. Collectors interested in acquiring this coin should focus on quality over quantity, carefully examining strike strength and surface preservation. Certification by a respected grading service is highly recommended, as it protects buyers from overpaying for cleaned or altered pieces. Proper storage in temperature-controlled environments helps preserve the coin's finish and prevents long-term damage. Many experienced collectors prefer established auction houses or trusted dealers, where authenticity and condition are clearly documented. Beyond its monetary value, the 1952 Jefferson nickel holds strong appeal as a historical artifact that tells the story of everyday American life in the early 1950s. It bridges the gap between common circulation coins and serious investment-grade collectibles, making it attractive to both beginners and advanced numismatists. Its subtle rarity and classic design give it a timeless quality that continues to resonate with collectors. In conclusion, the 1952 United States Jefferson nickel is far more than a modest 5-cent piece. Its combination of historical context, challenging condition rarity, and steadily rising market value places it among the most intriguing ultra-rare modern U.S. coins. For collectors seeking a blend of history, beauty, and long-term potential, this nickel represents a rewarding addition to any serious collection, and a coin whose importance continues to grow with time. Next up, the 1953 D. Jefferson nickel stands as a captivating gem within the realm of American numismatics, revered for its subtle yet profound allure that draws in collectors from all walks of life. This 5-cent piece, minted at the Denver facility, embodies a blend of historical resonance and aesthetic finesse that elevates it beyond mere currency. Its importance lies not just in its role as a staple of mid-20th century coinage, but in the way it captures the essence of post-war optimism, making it a tangible link to an era of rebuilding and prosperity. Collectors prize it for the challenge it presents in finding specimens with impeccable strikes, where the intricate details shine through without the blemishes of heavy circulation. Today, this coin commands strong market demand due to its association with the enduring Jefferson series, which has fascinated enthusiasts since its inception, offering both a sense of nostalgia and the thrill of pursuit. Whether nestled in a beginner's album or anchoring a seasoned collector's showcase, the 1953 D's blend of accessibility and elusiveness ensures it remains highly sought after, with premium examples fetching admiration and substantial bids at auctions worldwide. Delving into its historical backdrop, the 1953 D. Jefferson nickel emerged during a transformative period in U.S. history, as the nation fully embraced the economic boom following World War II and the Korean War's onset. Minted exclusively at the Denver Mint, this coin was part of a broader effort to meet surging demand for small change amid rapid industrialization and population shifts westward, which saw Denver's output surpass other facilities for the first time in the series. The Jefferson nickel itself, introduced in 1938 to honor the third president and architect of American democracy, replaced the Buffalo nickel and symbolized a shift towards celebrating national figures over symbolic wildlife. In 1953, with minting operations streamlined after wartime constraints, the Denver Mint produced these coins under evolving production techniques, including floor reconfigurations for efficiency, though this sometimes compromised strike quality. No specific commemorative events tie directly to this year, but it reflects broader cultural themes of stability and progress, with Thomas Jefferson's legacy as a proponent of liberty echoing the era's emphasis on freedom and expansion. This context positions the 1953 D as a quiet witness to America's mid-century confidence, bridging the coin's utilitarian purpose with its lasting cultural footprint. What sets the 1953 D Jefferson nickel apart visually and technically are its meticulously crafted design elements, which blend classical portraiture with architectural symbolism in a compact form. The obverse showcases a refined left-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson, complete with flowing hair, a poised expression, and subtle contours that highlight his intellectual stature, encircled by the motto, "In God We Trust," arching above, and "Liberty," with the date to the sides. On the reverse, the iconic Monticello estate dominates, rendered with precise columns, dome, and the all-important entrance steps that can display varying degrees of definition, flanked by EPLURIBUS UNUM at the top and United States of America below, with Monticello and 5 cents inscribed beneath the building. Struck in a durable alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, the coin measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, weighs exactly 5 grams, and features a plain edge for seamless handling. In high-grade conditions, the luster radiates with a satiny sheen, and the steps on Monticello emerge sharply, creating a three-dimensional effect that captivates under magnification. This combination of artistic elegance, drawn from Felix Schlag's original vision, and robust materials makes the coin not only visually striking but technically resilient, appealing especially when the details pop in uncirculated states. The rarity of the 1953 D Jefferson nickel stems from a confluence of production factors and survival challenges, despite its substantial mintage of nearly 60 million pieces, which initially suggests commonality, but belies the scarcity in superior forms. Key to its elusiveness are the mint's quality inconsistencies that year, including weaker strikes due to die wear and hurried assembly lines, resulting in many coins lacking full definition on the reverse steps, a feature collectors obsess over. Varieties like the repunched mint mark, DD inverted, or subtle doubled dies add layers of intrigue, occurring from manual die adjustments and elevating specific examples to ultra-rare status when combined with pristine preservation. Condition plays a pivotal role, with uncirculated or near-mint specimens far outpacing circulated ones in demand, as everyday use eroded details on most survivors. This scarcity fuels intense collector interest, transforming what could be an ordinary date into a hunt for those few coins that escape the rigors of commerce unscathed, their rarity amplified by the passage of time and the finite number graded at the highest levels by professional services. In terms of market value, the 1953 D Jefferson nickel in top-tier conditions, particularly those boasting full steps and exceptional luster, commands prices that reflect its status as a condition rarity within the series. For collectors eyeing gem-quality examples, such as those certified MS66 or higher with the full steps designation, values typically range from around $2,800 to $5,200, depending on subtle attributes like tunning, eye appeal, and provenance from notable collections. Auction records underscore this, with standout sales highlighting how a flawless strike can drive bids upward, while more common uncirculated pieces hover in lower triple digits. Factors like overall market trends in numismatics, inflation in collectibles, and the growing interest from international buyers contribute to steady appreciation, with values having climbed modestly over the past decade. Rare varieties, such as the inverted D mint mark in high grades, can push figures even higher within this bracket, making the coin a smart hold for those attuned to its upward trajectory without veering into hype. For aspiring collectors, acquiring a high-quality 1953 D Jefferson nickel demands a strategic approach rooted in knowledge and caution to avoid pitfalls like counterfeits or overgraded pieces. Start by hunting identification skills through resources like detailed guides or apps that magnify key diagnostics, such as the mint mark's placement and step integrity, ensuring you spot authentic varieties without relying solely on seller claims. Certification from reputable services like PCGS or NGC is non-negotiable for valuable examples, as their slabs provide assurance of grade and authenticity while enhancing resale potential. Storage should prioritize protection from environmental hazards, use acid-free holders, climate-controlled environments, and avoid direct handling to preserve luster. When sourcing, turn to established dealers, online auctions with buyer protections, or numismatic societies where vetted transactions occur. Attending shows can yield opportunities to compare specimens side by side. Patience pays off, as building relationships in the community often uncovers hidden gems at fair prices, turning the pursuit into both an educational journey and a rewarding investment. Beyond the basics, Enthusiasts should consider the broader ecosystem of Jefferson nickel collecting when targeting the 1953D, including cross-referencing with similar dates to gauge relative scarcity and value trends. Joining forums or clubs dedicated to the series can offer insider tips on emerging varieties or market shifts, while tracking auction archives helps predict future pricing. Remember, while the coin's appeal lies in its details, diversifying your approach, perhaps pairing it with proofs from the same year, enriches the experience without overcommitting resources. In summation, the 1953D Jefferson nickel encapsulates a rich tapestry of American heritage, artistic merit, and financial promise that continues to enchant numismatic aficionados. Its historical ties to a pivotal post-war chapter, coupled with the elegance of its design and the exhilaration of chasing rare traits, solidify its place as a cornerstone for collections large and small. For novices, it offers an accessible entry into the hobby with room for growth, while veterans appreciate the nuanced challenges it presents in achieving perfection, as values hold firm and potentially rise with sustained interest. This coin not only preserves a slice of history, but also promises enduring enjoyment and possible gains, making it a timeless choice for those passionate about the artistry of U.S. minting. Next coin. If you think only pristine, shining coins are worth money, prepare to have your collecting world turned upside down. Today we're talking about a coin that breaks all the rules. A Jefferson nickel from 1954 that is phenomenally valuable not despite being in very dirty condition, but almost because of it, because its dirt and grime are historical markers protecting a secret beneath. This isn't your pocket change nickel. This is a specific, legendary variety known as the 1954 Poorman's Double Die. And in any condition, it commands serious respect and serious cash from collectors who understand its monumental place in era coin history. The year 1954 was a transitional period at the San Francisco Mint. The Korean War was winding down, and the mint was operating under the pressures of producing massive quantities of coinage for a booming post-war economy. In the rush, quality control could sometimes falter in the most spectacular ways. This particular error was born when a working die used to stamp the coins received not one, but two misaligned impressions from the master hub, creating a dramatic, visible doubling across the entire design. Unlike many subtle double dies, this one was bold and immediately noticeable to the naked eye, even on a heavily circulated piece. It was quickly identified by collectors, but not before a substantial number entered circulation, making every discovery a thrilling link to that specific moment of minting chaos. The magic of this coin is all in the obverse, the heads side featuring Thomas Jefferson. Under the dirt and wear, you'll find a stunning ghostly duplication of every single element. Look at the date, 1954, the motto "In God We Trust," and especially the lettering of Liberty along the rim. Each appears to have a distinct shadow or echo trailing slightly to the southwest. This isn't machine doubling or wear. This is true, collectible hub doubling where the letters, numbers, and portrait itself are sculpted twice into the die. The reverse remains normal for a 1954 nickel, showing the classic Monticello, but the obverse is a textbook example of a major mint error, a dramatic mistake frozen in metal. When discussing rarity, the 1954 Poorman's Double Die is a fascinating case. It is not overwhelmingly rare in lower circulated grades. Thousands are estimated to exist. However, its survival rate plummets as you move up the grading scale. The vast majority were pulled from circulation decades after they were spent, meaning they saw heavy use. They are found worn, dark, and yes, very dirty. Finding one in even lightly circulated condition, let alone mint state, is a monumental challenge. The true rarity is in preservation. A clean, lustrous example is one of the great condition census prizes in the entire Jefferson Nickels series, while a dirty, worn specimen is the only version most collectors will ever hope to own. Within the long-running Jefferson Nickels series, this coin stands as the undisputed king of popular variety collecting. It holds a position similar to the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent. It's the error every collector knows and wants, regardless of their specialty. This immense, foundational demand is what powers its value across all conditions. It's a centerpiece-type coin. You don't have to be a nickel specialist to appreciate it. Any student of mint errors recognizes its significance. This universal appeal creates a powerful and consistent market, ensuring that even a well-worn, dirty example is never undervalued or overlooked. Now, let's talk about the hard numbers, because this is where it gets exciting for anyone who might find one in an old jar or estate lot. For a 1954 S. Porman's double die in very dirty condition, which we'd grade as good to very good with heavy surface grime but clear doubling, you are looking at a market value starting firmly in the range of $1,500 to $2,500. If the coin is dirty but shows a bit more detail, perhaps in the very good to fine range, the price can easily jump to $3,000 to $4,500. For a specimen that is moderately worn but has been professionally conserved or retains some original color under the dirt, pushing into the very fine zone, values can soar from $5,000 to over $7,500. Remember, a mint state example, even a low-end one, breaks the five-figure barrier instantly. If you're hunting for this king of errors, you must adjust your strategy. Forget looking for flashy brilliance. Focus on the texture and the doubling. Under that layer of dirt, the surfaces should show even wear, confirming the grade. The doubling must be sharply defined and match known examples. Reference photos are crucial. Because of its value, authentication and grading by PCGS or NGC is non-negotiable. It verifies the variety and protects your investment. Look in the oldest collections, unsorted bankrolls from the 1950s and 60s, and especially in estate sales where coins may have been sitting for decades. That dark, disregarded nickel in a dusty jar could be your ticket. The 1954 S. Porman's double-die Jefferson Nickels remains a cornerstone of 20th century numismatics. It represents a perfect storm of mint error, collectible notoriety, and survival against the odds. Its appeal is timeless, bridging the gap between new collectors amazed by its visible error and seasoned veterans who recognize it as an essential piece of the American coinage story. Whether it's covered in the grime of history or sparkling in a holder, it is a coin that tells a story of a mistake that became a masterpiece, a common nickel transformed into an uncommon treasure. Last coin. The 1956 D. Denver Mint Jefferson Nickels is widely regarded as one of the most condition-sensitive and undervalued rarities in modern U.S. coinage. Although it appears ordinary at first glance, this nickel becomes truly exceptional when found in high-grade condition with strong strike quality. Collectors today aggressively seek this issue because it represents a difficult challenge within the Jefferson Nickels series, where true gem examples are far scarcer than raw mintage numbers suggest. Its appeal lies in the fact that rarity is not obvious, making it a quiet standout among serious numismatists. This coin was produced during the mid-1950s, a period of economic stability and rapid consumer growth in the United States. Minted at the Denver Mint, it reflects an era when coins were struck primarily for circulation rather than long-term preservation. The Jefferson Nickels series itself honors Thomas Jefferson, one of the nation's most influential founders, and the 1956 D issue fits into a time when demand for small denomination coinage was extremely high. As a result, most of these nickels entered circulation immediately and experienced heavy wear, leaving very few pristine survivors decades later. Visually, the 1956 D. Jefferson Nickels showcases a classic left-facing portrait of Jefferson on the obverse, with subtle facial contours that are easily lost on worn examples. The reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, but the architectural steps are often weak or incomplete due to strike issues common at the Denver Mint during this period. The coin is composed of a durable copper-nickel alloy, measuring standard nickel dimensions, yet achieving a sharply struck specimen required precise minting conditions that were rarely met. Coins with bold details and original mint luster stand far above average examples. The rarity of this coin is closely tied to condition rather than production totals. While many were minted, very few remain in uncirculated condition with minimal contact marks and strong strikes. Examples with clean surfaces and well-defined Monticello details are especially elusive. Collector demand intensifies dramatically at higher grade levels, where population reports show steep drop-offs. This imbalance between supply and demand is what elevates the 1956D Jefferson nickel into the ultra-rare category for advanced collectors. In the current market, high-quality examples of this coin command impressive prices. Certified uncirculated specimens with solid eye appeal often trade around $2,700 to $3,600, depending on strike quality. Coins with exceptional surfaces and above-average detail have reached values near $4,800 in private sales. The finest known examples, particularly those graded at the top of the scale, have achieved prices exceeding $6,500 at major auctions, reflecting strong competition among Jefferson Nickels specialists. Collectors interested in acquiring this coin should pay close attention to strike sharpness and surface preservation. Certification from a respected grading service is essential, as minor differences in grade can result in large value swings. Proper storage in inert holders and stable environments helps protect the coin finish over time. Many seasoned collectors recommend pursuing this issue through established auction houses or well-known dealers who specialize in high-grade modern U.S. coinage. Beyond its financial value, the 1956D Jefferson nickel holds strong appeal as a representation of mid-century American coin production. It embodies the challenge of finding quality where few thought it mattered, rewarding collectors who value precision and patience. The coin's understated elegance and scarcity in top condition give it a lasting presence within the Jefferson Nickel series. In summary, the 1956D Denver Mint Jefferson Nickel is a powerful example of how rarity is defined by survival, not just mintage. Its historical background, technical challenges, and growing market recognition make it a compelling choice for both seasoned collectors and long-term investors. As demand for high-grade modern coins continues to rise, this nickel remains a standout piece with strong potential for continued appreciation.